Guys like Nutty often mirror the devil's tactics, accusing, sowing discord, and twisting words. Because they refuse to humble themselves through repentance. They seem to view repentance not as a transformative act of grace, but as a weakness to avoid. Instead of turning inward to confront their own flaws, they lash out, projecting their pain and bitterness onto others. Without repentance, they live in a constant cycle of pride, self-righteousness, and resentment, unable to break free from their own spiritual shackles. This lack of introspection keeps them aligned with the adversary's ways as they echo the behaviors and attitudes of someone determined to accuse rather than seek reconciliation. Repentance is the key to breaking free, but it requires humility, a trait that seems to elude those like Nutty. This obsession with dredging up the past reveals a deep spiritual void and a refusal to recognize the transformative power of repentance. Instead of moving forward, they cling to the mistakes of others as if keeping a scorecard of grievances somehow elevates them. It's a tactic straight out of the adversary's playbook. Accuse, condemn, and keep people shackled to their worst moments, even when those moments are long gone and forgiven. By calling it archiving, they disguise their condemnation as some twisted sense of justice, failing to see how hypocritical and destructive it is. They ignore that true repentance brings growth and change, while their relentless focus on others' pasts only exposes their inability to address their own shortcomings. This behavior not only shows a lack of grace, but also highlights how far they've strayed from understanding redemption. It's as if they're afraid to confront their own unrepented sins, so they fixate on others, ensuring they never run out of accusations to throw. Nutty seems oblivious to how much he mirrors his daddy in his actions. Just like the accuser of the brethren, he dredges up past mistakes, waving them around as if he's been appointed judge, jury, and executioner. The irony? He's the last person qualified to sit in judgment, with his own life being a prime example of hypocrisy. His self-righteousness is the cherry on top of this toxic sundae. He acts like he's on a moral crusade, but in reality, it's just a smokescreen for his bitterness and unrepented heart. Condemning others for things they've already turned away from, that's not justice. That's petty vengeance dressed up as virtue. If he took even a moment to reflect, he'd see that his obsession with others' pasts says far more about his own character than theirs. Nutty Disco Dave, the self-appointed moral watchdog, is the epitome of misguided zeal. Rather than fostering growth or reconciliation, he spends his time dredging up the past to condemn others, mirroring the accusatory nature of his metaphorical daddy, Satan. His self-righteousness masks a deeply unrepentant and bitter heart, while his hypocrisy undermines any claim to authority or credibility. A relentless archivist of others' mistakes, he fails to realize that his fixation on condemnation reflects his own shortcomings more than the flaws of those he targets.
Did you just dox me on Bill Cuthbert's channel, Mr. Reed? Sounds like you did. Are you stalking my Rumble channel, Bill Cuthbert and Rob Reed? Are you trying to intimidate a defenseless woman there, Mr. Reed? Shock horror. I don't recall saying that, did I? I'll have to check that now. Dox me again? No, that was against Mr. Jack, wasn't it? The only problem Mr. Reed is not seeing here, which is obvious, the elephant in the room, is that now Mr. Reed has actually teamed up with the crew that he was condemning himself. There's no hypocrisy here, is there, folks? He's a lawyer. What do we expect, huh? You mean like you just did, Mr. Reed? Teaming up with a crew that you condemned so vigorously? Cheering on thick shades? Uncle Sam for all those AI video nasties? Intimidating Janet, defenseless woman. I thought you was against such things. Not so smart, are you, Mr. Reed? I'd love to meet you, face to face. It wouldn't be you punching people in the face, I assure you. Well, since you've made a request, your wish is my command, Mr. Reed. Gladly. Not saying that at all. It's just the bar is very low. In America, you certainly wouldn't survive here in the UK, Mr. Reed. But since you've made a request that I report you to the state bar, your wish is my command. I shall get on that immediately. Okay. How do you feel about harassing people on not only social media platforms such as YouTube, Mr. Reed, inciting others to go and leave fake reviews on Amazon, but doing it yourself? How do you feel about that, Mr. Reed? Would that be classed as harassment by a member of the state bar? I think so. What about you? Further intimidation against Janet Duttridge, is that her name? Yeah. That's not good, is it, Rob? I thought you was against all that sort of thing. More doxing shows that he's obsessed with me. All jokes aside, they are displaying typical cultish behaviour. When somebody leaves the cult, they'll viciously attack them. That's a standard trait of a cult. No, those evil perverts that support pornography. Well, you see, with the lawyer here, because he's a lawyer, there's no such thing as honour and decency. It's whoever pays the bills, whoever pays the wage. What was it? Morals for hire? That's a pretty good title and description of Mr. Reed here. Yeah, let's just move on a little bit longer. Really interesting. What do you feel about wrongfully and maliciously calling people paedophiles and showing people where you live? Oh, of course, Bill here on the left did that to you with his friend Thickshades, didn't he, Rob? It was bad then, wasn't it? But now, because it suits your purpose, because, ladies and gentlemen, this is the truth of this matter, is I fucked this piece of shit off because he's a fake. He's not a Christian. He's immoral. And he's childlike. They're perfect together, these people. They're so immature, which the attorney at law shows now by his pathetic impersonation. I mean, who the fuck is he meant to be right now? Are you keeping track of how many times he's doxed me so far? Quite a few. Doxing is bad, apparently. Except when they do it. Interesting. Religiously motivated. What about freedom of religion, Rob Reed? Hey, why aren't you attacking Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, all of these other religions, Satanism? There's plenty of those about. But interesting how he's trying to swing this round. All you're showing is that you're a complete fucking religious fanatic, Mr. Reed. Unbalanced, actually. Hang on a minute. Didn't your friend, the one that you white knighted for, what's her name? Linda Edmondson, just a few months ago, say that God was speaking to her directly, saying that Bruce is going to die if he doesn't apologize? Oh, man. Are you embarrassed, Rob? You should be. You're probably not, because you're an attorney. You're a blood-sucking, ambulance-chasing scumbag. Your morals are for hire. Are you sure about that, Mr. Reed? I thought I was a Satanist and a ghost hunting... Oh, my goodness me. How this guy changes with the wind. Now he's showing his hatred for Final Call. Way to go, boy. Way to go. You can't help but show their hatred. Why do they hate Final Call so much? It's because it makes them feel guilty. Mr. Boshoff there used to make them feel pretty guilty, and they can't live with that because they know how fucking nasty they all are, and they're demonstrating it now. The thing is, I'm not doing this for the benefit of all these religious fanatical fucking nut jobs. I'm doing it for normal rational thinking people, like my friend. You know the one, Bill. Oh, you don't, do you? With a huge channel. Hang on, doesn't your friend Afghan, whatever his name was, you remember the hate preacher? Ryan will know. Yugden or whatever his name was, and Stephen Anderson say as much. You notice how he absolutely goes past, doesn't even mention the fact that I've caught him lying when he said his last video was in 2017 when he found out that Jan Boshoff was first diagnosed with cancer, but only Christmas Day, I think it was, I put it up on Premiere. I've proven Bill Cuthbert wrong because he had a sock account. Stop Scening doesn't mention that. It's because he's embarrassed. So what do they do? Put up this smoke screen to try and gaslight me, which, you know, the idiot from fucking Los Angeles is trying to do now. But it doesn't work, Rob. It just makes you look like a fucking child and an imbecile, because that's what you are. Colon. That's interesting. I seem to recall a screenshot of a Rumble channel called colon, which you also deleted. Thanks for the confirmation, Mr. Cuthbert. You are a hate preacher. You're preaching hatred now. You've got your attorney friend trying to gaslight me and demonize me. That's exactly what you are. Yeah, thanks for that. Bill Cuthbert and Rob Reed, the gifts that just fucking keep on giving. Whilst dressed in a panda suit paid for by a pornographer. You know the one, don't you, Rob? I'll put a little clip in here for you just to remind you, just because he's got amnesia. It's a weird phenomenon that lawyers seem to suffer with, periodic amnesia. Oh, man, this is funny shit. Yeah, I think we talk about a stupid lawyer, attorney at law from Los Angeles called Rob Reed, yeah. Oh, you're so funny, Rob. In your own mind, and in the mind of this imbecile, but anyone else that looks at you would think, holy fuck, would I really want this piece of shit fucking representing me in a court of law? I think not. Attacking women again, defenseless women. Heresy, eh? Prove that. Prove that you're correct. Prove it to me. Ah, but you have, Rob. My little friend, bless his cotton socks, should be leaving this world any time now. He put all your videos up where you were all in it together, leaving terrible reviews, even in my deceased father's name. That was shocking, honestly. And that's all attributed to you and Bruce Brickner, that incited people and encouraged people to go and do that. Oh, how proud Jesus must be of you right now. Never mind, Rob, you can go and sing some more shit songs out of fucking key. Oh, man. You see, they're trying to tie me in with Smokey Saint and this Bocky guy. I don't even know them. I've never even spoken to them. It's interesting, you know, they're guilty by association. They're trying to link me. But the truth is, Bill Cuthbert, you, Rob Reed, you're all connected to all of these pervert bastards that have been convicted. And I'm going to prove that very shortly, hopefully before the new year, because by New Year's Eve I'm going to just wipe you out of my memory, and I will do. But you've always been there defending these disgusting individuals, these perverts for Jesus, including this one here. This one. That's you, Rob Reed. Oh, that's a nice sock account. And of course, Bill never clones anybody. Never. Or thick shades. Ryan the Anglicunt. That's pretty righteous, isn't it? Oh, more slander? Tut, tut, tut. It's not right going around calling people pedos. These are words that come straight from the mouth of Bill Cuthbert himself in Benny the Gangsters. Hang out. Is that all right then, Andy? To go around doing that? It's okay when they do it, isn't it? Anyway, I'm halfway through, and to be honest, I can't be arsed with this. I think I've got enough. This just draws you to Christ, doesn't it? All of this Christian love, especially from the attorney at law, the failed singer. You know, how's the wife, by the way, Rob? You should bring her over here to get some good English beef inside her. Bring her to me, Rob. I'll make a woman of her for you. Because you haven't done too well. Oddly enough, neither has this one. Leave it to Dave. He'll take care of it for you. No problem. Anyway, folks, that's enough for today. I've got shit to do. But these people are just hilariously funny and so fucking stupid.